Hello and welcome to our English class. My dear students of class 7, with me, Miss Vivekunyovilia, as your tutor. Today we are going to do a topic on grammar. We know that English has a lot of topics under it. We have composition, we have prose poetry, that is literature, and we have grammar. And so today we are going to do on the topic of adverbs. Let's look at this. Adverbs, formation, recognizing, and position. I repeat, formation, recognizing, and position of adverbs. Class 7, subject English grammar. So this is it. When I say formation, there is no particular adverb as formation adverbs, okay? I'm just going to teach you on how adverbs can be formed. I repeat, I'm just going to teach you on how adverbs can be formed. You may be wondering why there is a name called formation, because we have learned about adverbs of time, adverbs of place, all those are adverbs, but formation is not an adverb. We are just going to learn how the formation of an adverb can be done, or how we can recognize it. You know what is recognize, isn't it? Whether you can make it out whether it's an adverb or a verb, that is recognizing. And we are going to recognize the different types of adverbs, okay? We are going to recognize the different types of adverbs because we know that there are so many kinds of adverbs, but it is also important for us to make it out whether that is an adverb of place, adverb of time, adverb of manner, or so on. And the position. If you are not sure of the position, the position will also tell you about how it goes, okay? The position of adverbs. Sometimes adverbs will come in between, sometimes it will be behind, sometimes it will be before. That is the thing that we are going to learn about in the position of adverbs. Do not think that there is a topic called position of adverb of position. There is nothing as such. But the only thing that we are going to do is you are just going to be taught how to form an adverb, how to recognize, and how to know where you have to place your adverb, okay? Formation of adverb is the first thing that we are going to do. Most adverbs of manner can be formed by adding ly. I repeat, most adverbs of manner can be formed by adding ly to the adjectives. And now, it's important for you to know what is an adjective again. Can I ask you? You may be thinking about that in your mind. What is an adjective? An adjective is a word that that tells you the quality of a noun or a pronoun. Example, he is a good boy. If you want to mention to one of your classmates and say he is a good boy, the word good is describing about the quality of the boy, that is the noun, or he, that is the pronoun. That is why an adjective is a word that keeps talking about the noun or the pronoun. We have a lot of friends who keep gossiping, isn't it? Gossiping about friends. And when we hear the word gossiping, we only think that gossip is used in negative terms. No. Gossip is a word that can be used either for good or bad. It can be used in both ways. It does not have to be like talking only bad about others. If you are talking about a celebrity, that means you are also gossiping about that. Even if you are talking about something good, that also comes under gossip. So I call the adjective as the gossiper of grammar, okay? Because it always keeps talking about the noun or pronoun, noun or pronoun. It will tell whether the man is good or bad, whether the man is tall or short, whether he is ugly or handsome. Those are the words that we use under adjectives. And adverbs of manner can be formed by adding ly to the adjective. She sang a beautiful song. Beautiful song. Beautiful is talking about the song. That is the adjective. But if you want to make it an adverb of manner, you can say she sang beautifully. Okay? She sang beautifully. And did I explain to you of what an adverb is? If not, let me repeat here. An adverb is a word that adds meaning to the verb or another adverb. I repeat, an adverb is a word that adds meaning to a verb or another adverb. And now we need to know about verb again, not only adjective and adverb, but verbs are action words. We all know that. She sang beautifully. Example, sang is the verb there because that is the action, beautifully. The word beautifully is talking about the verb. It is telling you how the song had been sung, isn't it? So it is telling you about the action, and that is the reason why it is important for us to know that adverb adds meaning to the verb. It is telling you how she sang. Example, hasty can be hastily, brave can be bravely, nice, nicely, quick, quickly. These are the words that are formed out of adjectives, okay? I hope you're clear with this. But one more thing that you have to keep in your mind is that you cannot say that all adverbs of manner will have ly or ly behind them. Hastily, heavily, happily, cheerfully, all those are adverbs of manner. But there are some adverbs of manner which do not have ly behind them. Example, she sang well. How did she sing? Well. Or she did a very good job. Very is also an adverb, okay? But all adverbs will not have ly behind them. But whenever you see the word ly, hastily, bravely, nicely, quickly, remember they are adverbs of manner. Please don't misunderstand this. Since the teacher has told you that all all the words with ly are adverbs of manner, doesn't mean that adverbs of manner will have only these words. There are some words which does not have ly behind them also. And the next thing we are going to do is recognize an adverb. I told you there is no such thing as recognizing adverbs as a name. Here recognizing just means being able to make it out, okay? Being able to differentiate, that is recognizing. How to recognize an adverbs? Adverbs are words which tell us how something is done, that is action, how the action is done, or how often the action is performed, where and when an action is performed. That is why I say it adds meaning to the verb. If you look at this, adverbs. In simple term, I can even make it like that, but that explanation is not going to be found in the dictionary, or you will not even find it in Google. Don't start blaming me, okay? But for you to understand it easily, you can split the word into two, adverb, okay? So it adds meaning to the verb. You can understand it in that way if you are someone who has not learned what an adverb is yet, okay? So today you learned adverb is adding meaning to the verb. Just by splitting the word, splitting means cutting the word into two, it gives you the explanation of an adverb, okay? Adverbs are words which tell us how often, where, and when an action take place. Adverbs of manner answers to the question how. I repeat, an adverb of manner will answer to the question how. How was the action done? Or how is the action being done? They are working cheerfully. Look at this. How are they working? So I said it will answer to the question how, isn't it? It will always answer to the question how. How are they working? They are working cheerfully. The word cheerfully is the adverb of manner because I said it answers to the question how. Adverbs of place. Now look at this. Adverbs of place tell us where an action takes place. See, that is the action again. We are just going to talk about action. And I'm going to make it this way. Adverbs are words which keeps revolving around the verb. Everything is connected to the verb. Every kind of adverb is going to be connected to the verb because it is going to tell you how, where, how often, when the action is performed. Okay? It answers to the question where. That's it. This generation takes photos everywhere. We all know about that. That is the example. Where does this generation kids take photo? Everywhere. You see that and you do it yourself. You go to your bed, you take photos. You go outside, you take photos. You go to the kitchen, you take photos. You go for trekking, you take photos. And in earlier days, it was not like that. Because the kind of digital cameras, the smartphones are not available, and that is why they don't take photos everywhere. These generation kids are so lucky that they can take photos everywhere, and also so unlucky that your photos can be posted anywhere, even the photos that you do not like. Maybe there's a funny photo that you do not want it to be circulated that can become viral in no time. That is so unfortunate, but so fortunate that you can take it anywhere you like, as in when you like, without having to bother whether your reel is going to get over or not, because that is what was followed in the olden times. Okay, you see a group of youngsters who were taking photos, right? So they take photos everywhere. And the next topic that we are going to discuss is adverbs of frequency. When I say frequency, some of you will not understand the meaning of frequency. Some of you will think that the frequency that we are talking about is related to science, because in science you read a lot about frequency, isn't it? But here frequency means the number of times, okay? Adverbs of frequency tell us how often an action is performed. I repeat, adverbs of frequency tell us how often an action is performed. Again, action, isn't it? How often? How many times? It answers to the question how often or how frequently. How often do you go to village? I go to the village every weekend, or maybe I often go to visit my granny or grandpa, right? How often? Here I have given you two examples. I have often made hasty decisions. Hasty means quick, hurry, okay? Without thinking, you make a decision, later you regret. Example, your friends called you out to go for an outing. Without waiting for your parents to come home, you just quickly made your decision and went out with your friends. When your parents come back home, they may scold you for going there, or if you meet with an incident which is not very pleasant, your parents will scold you. Or who knows, your parents might be wanting to give you a surprise by planning a surprise holiday trip to another state, but since you went out with your friends, you missed out that. So hasty decisions will always bring regrets to you. As a student, you should never make that, okay? Always take the advice of elders, or always take the advice of your parents and family members when you want to make a decision, or even at school for that matter. Always seek the guidance and advice of your teachers. Sometimes we think that we know so much. Of course, you may be smarter in so many things, but as elders, there is always a wisdom in them that they can advise you in any areas of your life. You may be able to teach them in some areas. Okay, that's very well and good. When it comes to technology, you may be smarter than your grandfather. Teach him without laughing at him. But making a hasty decision without taking the advice of elders is something that we all should avoid, okay? Next one, he rarely visits us these days. Rarely and often is the opposite, okay? We call it antonyms. Antonyms means opposite word. Often means regularly, not every day, but you go on a regular basis. And rarely means hardly. The other word for rarely will be hardly. He hardly visits us these days. If your friend is your neighbor and you are always playing together every single day after school, but after making the shift in their residence, maybe your friend hardly visits you and you feel bad about that, isn't it? You feel bad about it. That means he rarely visits us these days. The next is adverbs of time tell us when the action takes place. Again, action here. It will tell you the time, right? It answers to the question when. Even after you make it out that it's an adverb, it's talking about the verb. Okay? Even after you realize that it's an adverb, sometimes you may find it difficult to answer. Okay? You may find it to say whether it's an adverb of time, adverb of place, adverb of manner, adverb of frequency, and so on. Always ask the question when. When did that happen? It happened yesterday. The word yesterday becomes the adverb of time. Okay? Rohit is going away tomorrow. When is Rohit going? Tomorrow. That is the adverb of time. I have met the principal today. When did you meet the principal? Today. So, today and tomorrow is the adverb of time here. Okay? And now we are coming to the adverbs of degree. Degree. I don't know whether you have heard of that or not. You have heard of 27 degrees Celsius or 5 degrees Celsius during the winter seasons, the temperature. That is how you will use degree. And here, even in adverb of degree, it is somewhat similar to the degree that we understand in the science term. Okay? It will tell you to what extent, how much, okay? A quality is possessed by a person or thing. The tea is very sweet. How sweet is the tea? To what extent? Isn't it? It's very sweet. Some people like sweet tea, but majority of people cannot drink tea which is very sweet, isn't it? Example, the curry was very hot. How hot was the curry? It was very hot. And you know, having hot curry is not always very pleasant. And the next one, we were quite satisfied with the show. How satisfied were you? Quite satisfied. Very satisfied. Okay, that is the degree, adverbs of degree. You can ask the question, to what extent? You like it, but we do not know whether you like it very much or you don't like much. I don't like much, or maybe I like it so much. The word so much can be an adverb of degree, okay? And the next we are going to do on interrogative. When I say interrogative, we know that those are question words, right? Those are question words. And interrogative degree, interrogative adverbs are used to ask questions. Remember, not all questions are interrogative adverbs, because in our types of sentences we have learned about interrogative sentence, and you have even memorized, I'm sure. Interrogative sentences are those sentences which ask questions. Yeah, I'm sure you realize that by now. But not all adverbs are interrogative adverbs. There are some specific questions that you can use. Example, where, when, how. The first one is an interrogative degree or an interrogative adverb of manner. How can we sort out this problem? How? It becomes adverb of manner. Because if you reflect back, we have already done adverb of manner. It always asks the question how. So every question that asks how is an interrogative adverb of manner. Where are they going? Now you know it's place, interrogative adverb of place. When will the show begin? When is the show going to begin? It will begin early. It will begin very soon. So when is the interrogative adverb of time? How cold is it outside? Interrogative adverb of degree. How cold? Very cold, or it's not that cold. That means the degree. To what extent is the cold? Is the temperature? So these questions are the questions that you can use for interrogative adverbs. Okay? Interrogative, the word interrogative itself gives you the idea it's going to be about question, and these are the words how, where, when, and how. Okay, and here there are two hows, but you can know that one is about the manner and one is about the extent, the degree, to what extent it is. Okay, and the last that we are going to discuss about today is position of adverbs. Now we have already learned, I'm not going to be very detailed with this again, because you have already learned. But if there's anyone who is not very sure with the kinds of adverbs, now you know what is an adverb. It gives meaning to the verb or another adverb. But when it comes to the position, it's going to be clearer. Adverbs can be identified by their positions in the sentence. It's similar to recognizing adverbs, okay? Frequency, an adverb of frequency comes before the verb it modified. Remember, a verb is all we're talking about. He always completes his work on time. Completes is the verb here. Always is frequency that has come before that. And the next one is adverbs of time come after the verb or after the object. There will be object, that means the noun or the verb. Example, they arrived early. It comes after. Arrived is the verb, early is the adverb. An adverb of place comes after the verb or the object. Again, time and place will come after the adverb. There is water everywhere. Where is the water? Everywhere. It will not give you places like Kohima, Mon, Tuensang, Kifre, Jaluki. It will not give you places like that. It will be everywhere, around, outside, inside. All those comes under adverb. So an adverb of place will always be placed after the object or after the verb. And water is the object here. And when there is a main verb and a helping verb, adverb comes in between. There can be two verbs, and in that case, the main verb can be the action word and helping verb are the auxiliaries. He has just finished cooking. Finished is the main verb, has is the helping verb. So when there are two verbs, adverb will come in between. Just. When did he finish? Just. Okay. She has always been good at what she does. Has is the helping verb. Been is the main verb. The adverb enough always comes after the word it modifies. Enough is also an adverb, and it will always come after the word it modifies, not depending on the verb or the object. Okay, He was clever enough. What enough? Clever, right? So it always comes after the word it modifies to run to safety. Okay, that is how we can recognize adverbs. I'm sure you are able to form an adverb. You are able to recognize an adverb, right? That is what we have for today. I'm going to end the class for today. Thank you so much. I hope you have learned something from this class.